All right, hello everybody.
What's up, y'all?
So, welcome to TJ Foodies. I am the reviewer, aka Mrs. TJ.
And I am Mr. TJ, aka Cool Colas.
Yes. So today we'll be going to a restaurant called Slappin' Chicken. It's in Kalamazoo. It's a place that's kind of local. So we'll be going there, and I believe we're both kind of getting the same thing.
Pretty much.
We're gonna get I think it's a chicken wing combo, and it comes with like this thing. It's called Slappin' Fries, and I think it has like tomatoes in it. So I'm gonna try to get mine without tomatoes.
Well, it's like beef and tomato.
Yeah, beef, tomatoes. I think it's like cheese or something on there too.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to see if I can get mine without tomatoes. So yeah, we're gonna go and we're gonna grab the food and then come back and tell you guys what we think.
All right, y'all.
All right.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Cool Colas here, and I'm back. I got my meal here from Slappin' Chicken. I think that's how you say it. And I got the chicken wing combo. So it's 6 wings. It comes with a side, and it comes with a drink. So that drink could either be a water bottle, it could be an actual pop, or it could be like a juice type of thing. So I'm not gonna lie to you all, I was a little upset because I was trying to get like the Slappin' fries because they sounded really good, but they were totally out of fries. And then the other options were like baked beans, spaghetti. Y'all know I don't mess with spaghetti. And then macaroni and cheese. So I got the macaroni and cheese as a side instead.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna unveil it, and I'm gonna let you all know. By the way, I got your fork for some reason, baby.
Oh, that's okay.
Put that over there, and let y'all know what I'm thinking. So here's the first look there. So that's the chicken wings right here. I see they did a little like lollipop chicken type of thing going on right there.
Okay.
And then
They got the little piece of bread.
They got a little piece of bread here. They got the macaroni and cheese right there.
Okay.
And then yeah, that's pretty much
right.
it. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna try a little bit of the macaroni and cheese first.
Okay.
So. It's not bad, but it needs salt.
It needs some salt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I would put salt, maybe paprika on it.
Okay.
It's peppered, all right. But salt and paprika are the big things, and it's like really, it's cheesy. Don't get me wrong, it's cheesy, but it needs some salt for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
So let me go ahead and try one of these little chicken lollipops.
Okay.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Okay.
It's seasoned nicely.
Okay.
I'm actually tasting like a little season in the back of the throat, like a little kick even.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean it's definitely not bad. It's actually pretty good.
Okay.
Let me try another bite. It's pretty good.
Okay. You know, try it with a piece of bread.
Like I like hot sauce on my wings, so still probably put a little hot sauce on it, but overall it's not bad.
Okay.
Seasoned nicely, peppered nicely, salted nicely.
Okay.
Yeah, not bad.
Cool.
All right, let me get a little bit of this.
Okay. That's that raspberry lemonade.
Great, as usual.
Cool.
All right, y'all.
All right. All right. So I'm here with my food. I got the chicken wing ding combo, and I got the mac and cheese, and then I got the raspberry lemonade as well. So this is the first look at it. Like you got some like seasoning or something that's kind of on the side. Got the mac and cheese and stuff. So, but okay, yeah, let's go ahead and we're gonna get into this. We'll try the mac and cheese first.
All right, so tell me what you're thinking.
Okay. I think it definitely does need some salt. And it's some other type of seasoning too.
Like a paprika or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. It's like it's missing some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it definitely. I'm gonna take another bite. Yeah, it definitely needs more seasoning to me. Definitely need more seasoning. Okay, so I'm gonna get into this one. I like the fry of it. I think it needs a little bit more seasoning for me personally.
You think so?
A little bit. Just a little bit more. I don't know if it needs like maybe, I don't know. Maybe, let me take another bite. Hold on.
Mine's had like a lot of like pepper, and it had a decent amount of salt on it.
Okay, that one tastes a little bit better.
Yeah, and it's juicy too.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's not dry. Not dry at all. But I think maybe that first bite, I feel like it needed a little bit more. Maybe the seasoning just wasn't hitting in that spot like that. But I mean, yeah, it's all right. It's okay. Okay, let me try it with the bread. And then I'm just going to take a piece, because that'll probably be easiest. And go like this. You know what's weird? It feels like the seasoning kind of got on the bread too. I wish the seasoning would have got a little more on that piece that I had.
I see what you mean.
Yeah. That seasoning, all that you can kind of see on here, if you can kind of see. That seasoning is pretty good. I just wish it was a little bit more on that piece that I had. But yeah, it's all right though. But okay.
All right.
All right. All right. So we are
y'all.
back. So did you want me to go first, or did you want to go first?
I can go first.
Okay.
All right, y'all. So as you know, I had the what was it? The chicken wing meal. It was a 6-piece chicken wing meal at Slappin' Chicken. So what that included for me was that, like the actual chicken wings, the 6 chicken wings. And then I got a drink, which was the raspberry lemonade, like the Ohana. I think that's what it's called, Ohana raspberry lemonade. And then I got a side, and I think the only side that I would have even wanted at that point was the macaroni. So, let's talk about the macaroni first. So, when I first bit into it, I think I was saying, it's not bad, but it definitely needs something. I don't know what that something is, but it's a lot of something.
Yeah.
And as I kept eating it, I kept having that feeling, probably slightly stronger than I did when I was like actually, doing my first try, so you could get your first look at what I was eating. And yeah, like overall, that macaroni was kind of mediocre, low key.
Yeah.
It was mediocre for a few reasons. Number one, it needed salt heavy, heavy salt. It needed some pepper too. I think it needed paprika personally, just my opinion. I mean, at this point, I'm changing the whole recipe because, like they obviously did something different. I felt like it was cheesy, but there was a certain mushy kind of consistency almost to it to me. Like as I was eating it, so I'm like, it's cheesy, but as I'm eating it, I'm like, it's kind of mushy. Now, I didn't hate it. But I didn't think it was like the greatest mac and cheese I've ever had. But this is the funny thing, yo. This is the second time, y'all. The second time that I've been to a restaurant and someone who was working there, that being like either the cashier or somebody who was an employee there or whatever, said, "Oh, you got to get this side. It's so good." This is the second time that has happened. And this is the second time that y'all done dropped the ball. Like, what is up with that? What's up with that? Like, why? Because the first time was when we did Jamae's home cooking. They said them greens slapped, and you just wanted to slap the hell out the greens. That's it. They didn't slap. You wanted to slap the hell out of them because them greens were pretty damn salty.
They were very salty.
They were salty as hell. This macaroni was pretty mediocre. It was definitely not like your mama's macaroni. It's definitely not even like Chick-fil-A or Popeyes.
No.
It wasn't like wet Kraft mac bad, but it was pretty mediocre. And for that, I'll probably give it low C tier, fringing on high D tier, but I'll give it low C tier because I didn't hate it enough for it to be in D tier quite. So I would only get that if, like, honestly, I probably wouldn't get it again. I'm just gonna be real. I probably would. I was trying to think of a scenario where I might get it again, but I'm like, I probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
Now, I have some on me.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a little.
She loves to do it. She picks at your face and stuff like that while you talking.
You gotta be a friend.
So, now let's move on to
the chicken.
The chicken wings. So, the chicken wings I thought were actually pretty good. Now, there's one very concrete problem with them, and what's funny is it had nothing to do with the actual chicken itself. The consistency was really the problem. So, on the wing that was seasoned well, it was good. It was flavorful. It was juicy. It wasn't super greasy either. And it was pretty full. I mean, they kind of look like chicken lollipops instead of, actual chicken wings. You kind of wanted to, lick them bad boys more than you wanted to, bite them. Because, I mean, the bone was basically like the stick in the lollipop. But, I mean, outside of that, I mean, it was a pretty decent, juicy, succulent, nicely fried piece of chicken. The fry was nice, too.
Yeah.
My problem was the consistency. Some wings were very seasoned. Some were kind of seasoned. Some weren't seasoned at all. And I got that as I was eating, because when that first one I bit into, I was like, oh, that one's got quite a bit of seasoning, and it's permeating a little to the bread, but it's good, it's good. But then as I tasted some of them, I was like, okay, this one doesn't have so much seasoning. This one has a nice bit of seasoning. This one has a little bit of seasoning. So the consistency was off, and for me, like that, I gotta dock some points for that, because it's gotta be consistent for me all around the board. And I tasted that, I tasted the potential. Is what I felt. I tasted that it could potentially be good if they basically gave their best self in every meal that they gave to people, which if I'm getting inconsistent chicken, other people are probably getting that too. I'm probably not the only one getting that.
Gotcha.
So for that, I give them B tier. Reason why I'm giving B tier is because the chicken was good. The best wing that I had was very good. The only thing that I didn't like I said, was the inconsistency in seasoning, and that just tells me that it could have been an S or an A if that same thing would have permeated to each wing. I felt like because of that, I felt like some wings needed salt and needed pepper, which tells me ultimately it just was an inconsistent amount of seasoning, and so much of it permeated to the bread, so you can tell some was seasoned.
Right. Right.
Everything just wasn't. So.
Gotcha.
But yeah, outside of that, I would say my experience going in there though initially was, I mean, it was cool. I mean, the lady that we talked to was friendly. She asked us what we wanted. She gave good recommendations, based off of what they actually had. I don't know, a lot was missing, but I mean, I can't really do anything about them running out of food, and they probably can't either. So,
right.
I don't know. I would probably give them, as far as customer service, probably 4.5.
Yeah.
What'd you think, though?
So, for me, I had the macaroni and cheese as well, and like I think we said earlier in the intro, we both were trying to get the slapping fries, but I think they were out of fries that day, so we had to get other things. So I ended up getting the mac and cheese, and then I got the wings as well. So for me, for the mac and cheese, I think I had even said this when we first was trying it. I was like, I feel like it needs to have some more seasoning on it. Definitely some more pepper, salt, paprika, maybe some other type of, I don't know, some other things as well. I just feel like it needed a little bit more seasoning. And as I continued to eat it, I felt like it was the cheese that was kind of getting to me as well. I don't know what type of cheese they put in there, but to me it had a taste that, I don't know, it wasn't it didn't taste like your traditional your Chick-fil-A's or your Popeyes or your Mama's type thing. It had
definitely not Mama.
It definitely had a different type of cheese. I don't know what type of cheese it was in there, but I really wasn't rocking with whatever cheese it was they mixed in there. And I felt like as I continued to eat, I was like, I don't know how I'm not really feeling that too much. So for me, like, because of the fact that it needed a lot of seasoning, and then the cheese wasn't really hitting the way that I wanted it to, I'm gonna have to give it like a 5 for the mac and cheese, because it was just a lot of things that I felt like, you know, didn't really go as well, unfortunately, with that. So yeah. So for the chicken, and I think I even said this earlier, like, I felt like a lot of the seasoning was on my bread, and so I was like, oh man, I wish I would. So I found myself like taking the bread and like grabbing the chicken so I could get some of the seasoning as well. And I felt like it was very inconsistent, like Colas said, because it was like when I first took a bite, I didn't hardly taste any seasoning, and I was like, well, let me take another bite. So another bite, and I was like, okay, it's more seasoning in this spot. So it was like spotty. So I thought maybe it's just some of the wing didn't get like all the seasoning. But as I continued to eat it, like, it was other wings that some of them didn't get no love, some of them got a lot of love. So it was like very inconsistent. With that, I liked the fry of it. It was actually very filling. You know, and it wasn't dry at all. It was just more so like the seasoning game wasn't hitting the way that I wanted it to.
Juice.
Yeah, it was pretty juicy.
Juice.
So for me, for that, I would probably give it like a 7.5. For my rating, just because I felt like, you know, I felt like it had like a lot of different things that was going on. But if it would have had more seasoning, it would have definitely bumped it up for me personally. Sure. As far as customer service, I think it was pretty cool. We walked in there, the lady, like, she greeted us and stuff like that. She told us what they had on the menu. She was trying to like help us to decide like different sides, because we really didn't know what to get at that point. So yeah, I think like for that, I probably would give it like a 4.5. Yeah. For that, because I mean, I think they were pretty cool, and she was helpful. She got to be helpful. Yeah. For my overall, I'll do my overall first. Sure. For my overall, with everything with the food and the customer service, what you give them out of 5? I mean, I feel like I'm between. Let's see. I was gonna say maybe a 4, because the customer service was pretty good. Okay. But I think the food for me, it just wasn't really hitting the way that I wanted it to, unfortunately. So, but I mean, I think they were trying. So I think I'm just. You know, the 4 would probably be because of like the customer service as well. So, yeah. So, what do you think?
So, I'm probably gonna say about 3.5. Yeah. And the reason why I'm gonna say
I was between those two. I wasn't sure if I was like 3.5, 4. I was kind of between those two.
I'm gonna say 3.5, and the reason why I'm gonna say 3.5 is because like the service was good, so it's really kind of keeping them up there. But I feel like, you know, obviously I tier list everything, so like numerically this doesn't kind of work out the same way that like true. The tier list does. So from my perspective, I think that the food was average. It was very average. Overall, like if you count what you got from the wings and you consider what you got from the macaroni, so the wings being just good, macaroni just being just mediocre, that goes to average. That was average. Yeah. So to me, like, I feel like I had an average food experience and I had a pretty decent like customer service experience. So that's why I'm saying 3.5.
That makes sense.
But like my advice is just be consistent, y'all. You know, if you like, you know, want to keep attracting your customers. And then my other piece of advice is stop lying. That macaroni wasn't spectacular. I get that everybody got their taste buds, but stop lying. Please stop lying. It wasn't spectacular. It wasn't. The chicken was actually better.
The chicken was better.
So to me, like I said, you stop doing that, start telling the truth, and just be more consistent. Then I think y'all be all right.
And you know what? You know that now that you said it, I feel like I know I'm probably going back now. But I feel like I was between 3.5 and 4. And I think like when I think about other, like if I'm putting everything together, I feel like, you know, my rating probably will be more like a 3.5 as well when I think about it. Because I am gonna change it a little bit because I think you made a good point that I didn't really think about. Because I mean, like the food to me it wasn't hitting the way that I wanted it to. It was like a lot of different things, and it wasn't like one particular thing that was like, you know, that was like a lot higher or like it was like a 9 or a 10. So I feel like if it was like in that category, then that would, you know, shoot for like a 4 or above when I actually think about it. So that was a good point that you brought up. I didn't really think about it like that, and I think I was just more like, oh, maybe, you know, customer service, you know, they were cool, they was all right. But I also think like I need to be realistic as well. And with the food, it just wasn't, you know, I feel like it had a lot of potential. I think that there's a lot of things that, you know, could have been done a little bit differently, and I think it would have been like amazing. But I think it was just certain things that just, for me, it just wasn't hitting the way that I thought it was going to.
There you go.
So I think in order to be fair, especially with all the other restaurants that we've rated, I think I'm gonna have to give it a 3.5 as well. So
there you go.
But yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah. So I'm like, I had to like really think about that. Like, you know, when I'm thinking about other ratings that we've done for other videos, and I'm adding the food, and I'm like, you know, I can't put it on the same level as, you know what I mean? So I gotta be fair. We gotta be fair. That's what we, you know. You gotta
be honest.
And you gotta be honest. And I'm like, when I think about it, I'm like,
3.5.
Yeah, it's about 3.5.
Yeah.
But
the great customer service saved you. Keep that up. Keep that
customer service up.
That saved you.
Most definitely, because at the end of the day, like that'll make people, like if you like say you change some different things within the recipe, people will want to come back because of how they were treated. You know, so I think that there's a lot of potential. I think they just kind of opened not too long ago too. So I think like there is a lot of potential. And I think you guys can definitely like do a lot of different things. I just think some things need to be kind of, you know, tweaked or did a little bit differently. So, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, thank you all for watching TJ Foodies. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of these videos. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good day.